Hey, what's going on, guys? Lucas back here. We'll call this the Coach's Corner. But what I'm going to do is break down two different things, really. I'm going to go into programming a little bit. We've been going over a lot of videos on programming, but it's also the model, right? It's the model of what we do, and I think is very beneficial when it comes to training clients in an affordable way, but they get what they need. And in a sense, like, we're really big on obviously combining strength and conditioning. So if somebody comes in that wants to improve their fitness, their strength and conditioning, their performance, but obviously change the way that they look, have a body transformation. The best combination is certainly going to be strength training. We talked about this in a separate video, in a separate vlog, that hierarchy even of fat loss, right? Nutrition comes first, and then strength training. If you have 3 to 4 hours a week, strength training is the most important out of all of those. Rather than, what you see a lot of is like a lot of cardio, right? Like a lot of cardio. But we want to build muscle, maintain strength. Also, people do very well improving their performance and then seeing those numbers go up and buying into the program. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to go over our small group personal training. And a little bit of the breakdown of I would say the model, because this is what I did at the Vigor Round Summit. I actually took everybody through this, broke it down and took everybody through it. So I'm going to share this with you guys today. And also, it's applicable in actual real gyms, right? This, we've been running a gym for 16 years now, building this model, and it just works. And there's a lot of gyms across the world that have taken this model and ran with it, and it's just successful. And like I said, I'm going to give you guys some breakdowns and insights on this, because I'm going to show you the small group personal training side of things, and then also the team training, which is more the cardio, the conditioning side of things as well, and some models that we run there. So the goal of our small group personal training is strength, building muscle and improving performance, right? That's the main thing that we go after, and so that you'll see how it breaks down. And it kind of even like, the thing that's important is like we only have so much time. So it's about an hour to an hour, 5 hour, 10 minutes max because of our constraints in the gym. Now we have to build this out, which is why you'll see time blocks. And I broke it down here. You can see ramp. So that's our dynamic warm-ups, right? We'll be anywhere from 10 to 12 minutes long. Clients will come in and do soft tissue work, usually by themselves. They'll be taught that ahead of time. And then we're going to take them through, like I said, everything from little breathing drills to on the floor mobility, I would say joint control, and then going to more integrated movements, then ramping to like things like skipping, high knees, things of that nature, getting their core temperature up, getting the CNS activated. We're going to have about 5 minutes, probably sometimes even less once we get rolling on these things, to break down, demo the program. Once people have the program down for the month, it goes way, way faster. Just the first time through usually takes a little bit longer. And then training, we'll have a pure 40 minutes or so with breaks in between the blocks. Okay, so what we found is that this is very malleable, meaning you could change it up, but this is majority of the time how we use this. All right, we'll go into block one. Our block one, the focus is on strength, and then power and elasticity, right? So we're big fans of, I don't care what your goal is, we're gonna do some form of power training, get your muscles to react faster in some format or another. And all of this can be progressed and regressed. Now, the strength power elasticity model, right? That 1 to 6 rep range, okay, is usually, I would say, that strength range. So that's kind of what we're gonna alternate there, because we build out about 4-week programs. 3 to 6, but 4 is kind of like the usual. So if I do an example of it, our block one, we're going to do trap bar deadlifts, and in this 4-week phase, we might do reps of 4, right? And then we're going to do broad jumps, and we're going to do same thing. We're going to do 4 broad jumps and floor presses. We're going to do 4 as well. And the way this would look like, because we're going to do a 14-minute block, is as people get going, the first couple of sets are ramp-up sets. They're warm-up sets. They're not going to go straight to the heaviest 4 that they can get, right? But first couple of sets, they're gonna get, I would say 4. The first couple of broad jumps they do are not gonna be at 100%, right? They're gonna ramp up so that by about set 3, now they're starting to get to do them heavy 4s, right? And in that 14-minute block, they'll go through as many rounds as they can. But really, most of the time, you're gonna get somewhere between 3 to 4 quality rounds, because we make sure that they're not running around as if it's a conditioning model. Right, so they're going from the trap bar, doing their broad jumps, they're slowly going to the floor press, maybe even waiting for somebody even better. They got that long, deep break, doing a quality set, going back to trap bar, they got a little bit of a weight, right? So that, once again, is the goal there is maximally like lifting weight with quality form. Excellent form is always the foundation, and then power exercises, right? Now this could be a box jump, a squat jump, a scoop toss throw. I mean, lateral jumps. There's so many different ways that we could program this. So on day 2, instead of trap bar, we could have a squat movement. So it may be a double KB squat, belt squat, safety squat bar, you name it. And instead of a floor press, we might have a heavy row, weighted chin. Like I said, and this can all be progressed and regressed to the fitness level, right? With weight, with a different variation. Instead of a broad jump, we could have a squat jump or a box jump here. If somebody can't do a floor press, we might give them a dumbbell variation because of the shoulder. We change the bars, okay? But that's a 14-minute block. From there, we're gonna have about a 2-3 minute break, and then we're gonna block 2. Now, here, we're gonna have supplemental exercises that build the main one, but also the big thing here is muscle building, and it's more density based. Now here we are gonna push the tempo a little bit more. So as an example, you can see we got Bulgarian split squat, a 1-arm cable row, right, in that half stance position, and a hollow hold with a band pull apart. So it's a core exercise, but we're also doing another upper back exercise because most people do need more upper back work, need more horizontal pulling. Now the rep ranges here, this is where it gets, like I said, imagine that month 1, we just said we're gonna do those 4 reps. Once we went to month 2, block 1 might have 6 reps, or it might have 3 reps, or it might have a cluster set of 1 + 1 + 1, right? So we're gonna keep everything in that strength level programming from month to month. In block 2, I drew it up here, something that you can do. So this linear periodization, right? So month 1, you could do 15 reps. Month 2, you could do 12. Month 3, 10. Month 4, 8. In phase 2, you could undulate it. So 12 reps, 8 reps, 10 reps, 6 reps, right? But the thing is, all you're doing, so that means that in month 1, if we had a Bulgarian split squat, we might go for 15 reps. Cable rows for 15 reps. In the next month, right, we'd go to 12. Now we change the exercise too, most likely, obviously, but the rep range would change too. Okay, so this is how we basically program block 2. And this is one where we go like, hey, push the tempo a little bit more. You get done with Bulgarian split squats, you're going over the cable row, you're going after it. So we're trying to also get more volume every week, right? Progressive overload to obviously build that muscle, build the capacity. And in block 3 is gonna be about 8 to 10 minutes with time usually increasing by about a minute per week. And this is where we either go after metabolic stress and conditioning. And here you kind of see this metabolic, it kind of doubles up, right? We have a sled push pull, kettlebell farmer's walk, and a push-up variation that we're pushing the tempo on this, right? We're really pushing the tempo on this. And this, you can see how, once again, if I went and did a 12-week breakdown, you would see, for instance, this trap bar deadlift on a hinge day might change and be an RDL, right? But a heavy RDL, sets of 6. We also add things like eccentrics, to isometrics, different things of that nature, right? So just knowing that, what does that look like, right? On a squat day, we might go from a safety bar box squat with a pause to a front squat to heavy double kettlebell squats, right? So you can see how like this programming can be taken, on and on and on and on forever. And there's a lot of different ways that you can play around with it. Notice here I said filler. We like to do that in block 1 specifically, is add some type of filler. Mobility work, Spider-Man lunge with thoracic rotation, thoracic rotations in a child's pose position, spinal roll. Things that will help the person with mobility, weaknesses that they need to work on, but it also slows them down from going too fast in this circuit, right? And so, like I said, this model is great because you can track things, meaning people can see that they went a little heavier, they did an extra rep every single week, and that's the name of the game, right? Excellent form, and then just increasing that progressive overload over time, and people get phenomenal results. Now, what we recommend is 2 to 3 strength sessions a week with about 2 conditioning sessions per week. Some people will do 2 strength sessions a week, 2 to 3 conditioning sessions per week, which is fine as well. But 2 strength sessions, whether we're doing semi-private or small group personal training, is kind of the minimum that I think, we call it 2 and 2 for life, right? It's something that you can commit to for life. 2 strength sessions, 2 conditioning sessions, take up 4 hours or so of your week, and dedicating that to your fitness is the best ROI that you can have when it comes to the way that you look, feel, and perform. So with this model said, right, I'm gonna flip the script to the other side and go to the team training model. Now, we could dive a lot deeper into this, but I wanted to show you 2 examples because our team training is our conditioning, okay? And I'm just gonna show you guys 2 different ways that we do things. There's more, because like I said, we could dive into intervals and undulating intervals and all these different things, but this will help you just see the model, right? One is where we have, for instance, straight circuit intervals, okay? An example here was Airdyne bike. Second exercise, a medicine ball wall throw. So imagine I got a Dynaball, I'm throwing it against the wall, boom, and I'm stepping and throwing explosively. Number 3 is squat jumps. And remember, these can all get progressed and regressed. So somebody can't do squat jumps, they're doing speed squats. They can do TRX assisted squats. Okay, medicine ball wall throws, lighter ball, less power. Kettlebell push press, right? So 2 kettlebells, push press. If they cannot go overhead, we are doing a split landmine push press, right? Because now, like I said, they don't need that overhead range of motion. Kettlebell swing, battling ropes, always fun. Fun is important in this stuff, by the way, guys, right? Sandbag reverse lunges, but there's also, and then we got band speed pulls, which is pretty much getting a band set up, staggered. There's a nice amount of tension. And it's almost like we're elbowing somebody behind us. Get a metabolic effect, still get that pull. Now, in this scenario, because these classes, or should I say sessions, are shorter, right? They're 45 minutes long. So we're doing same thing about ramp of 10 minutes. Instead of the 40 minutes of training, there's about 25, right? But it's definitely pretty intense. And remember the hierarchy that we talked about in the vlog about, so we have nutrition, and we have strength training, then we have anaerobic interval training, which is what this is, right? The most bang for the buck. So an example here would be, we're moving through this circuit, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off for round 1 and round 2. There's probably about 10 seconds of transition time in between exercises to get there as well, right? And then round 3, we do 15-15, we shorten it up. And I really do like the undulating model. So sometimes we'd go something like 15 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest. So 1 to 2, and they're pushing way harder. Then they go 30-30 round 2, and then they go 45-15 round 3. Like I said, it's a little bit too much to dive into today, but know that we change these interval times from, like I said, training session to training session, week to week, develop different energy systems. Something that we have 1 day a week where we're doing anaerobic galactic stuff, meaning shorter bursts, 10 seconds, 12 seconds, 15 seconds of work, long rest periods, 50 seconds of rest, 45 seconds of rest. Think like shuttle sprints, lateral slides, prowler pushes explosively, Airdyne bike all out, squat jumps, kettlebell deadlift jumps, right? Things that elicit an incredible amount of power fast, right? And then we have long rest periods. So those, like I said, that energy system tends to not get developed a lot in most programs, and it's important, so we develop it. But that's an example of one of the intervals. I gave you guys another one that we really focus on at least 1 day a week as clients are coming in. And then there's this model that's based around heart rate monitoring. Now, we're big fans of the Morpheus system, which tracks HRV, heart rate, and it individualizes heart rate zones, which is key to this, right? A lot of heart rate training is very bland, meaning, hey, here's your heart rate monitor, and then there's no like different zones. So if I'm very, very fit and conditioned, where my different zones are, my anaerobic threshold, aerobic threshold, it's gonna be very different for somebody that's deconditioned, that's just starting off. So to go into a class and look at a monitor where it just says you're in red, it's not individualizing that. And not only that, if I didn't sleep well a lot, I'm really, really tired, my heart rate zone is gonna change, right? Because our body is constantly changing. So having something that allows you to actually know where you truly are based on your recovery, your sleep, is extremely important. So if you go to trainwithmorpheus.com, you can check out what we like to use, and also our Morpheus coach system, which you'll see up on the monitors. And you guys have seen me and Joe explain this both at the summit, doing it in our classes. And this is where this comes into play, this second model. And imagine that, okay, in a circuit, we're gonna have 3 exercises. I'm just showing you guys one. Imagine that this is, kind of station circuit 1, and there will be 2 and 3 in this specific workout, okay? Now, we're gonna coach the clients to have like the heart rate monitoring on the screen and say, hey, listen, you're gonna go and do a TRX split squat jump. So you can either do assisted with TRX or without it. And I want your heart rate to get into that 85, 90. So the cool thing about Morpheus is that we can look at the zone. Say, I want you to get, because the zones change day to day depending on how tired you are. So I want you to get to the red zone, right? Get to the red zone. As soon as you hit the red zone, now you're stopping the exercise and you're waiting to get to the top of the blue zone. So there's a basically heart rate drop in beats before you start the next exercise, where here is going to be medicine ball rotational, dynamo ball rotational throws, right? So imagine you get up to the red zone for which a lot of people, it might be that 175, 180 beats per minute range, right? Whew, sweating, you're breaking, and then you rest until you get down to, like today, my blue was at 152. So I'd get down to 152, and then I'd start medicine ball rotational throws. So I'm throwing, bah, one side, boom, the other side, right? And I'm ripping until I get back to the red. And I break. And then I'm gonna go to kettlebell swing variation. So it might be single arm swing, it might be a double swing, it could even be a snatch. So I'm kettlebell snatching. If that is, I would say, in my skill set, I get back to the red, I stop, I bring it back down to the top of the blue, and I go back to the split jumps. And that is a 9-minute block. And what's great about this is that somebody who's very, very fit and conditioned will get more rounds in because their heart rate drops faster than somebody that's not as fit and conditioned, and it's gonna be adjusted to their level, okay? This is key, this is a game changer. From there, we'd have a break and we'd go into another 9-minute block with 3 exercises with that same format. So we get a total of 27 minutes of work with the breaks, and once again, developing fitness that's individualized, right? So once again, it's difficult to always optimize, but we're always pushing the boundaries of what group training looks like, both when it comes to strength, when it comes to conditioning, and individualizing and optimizing not only the training, the stimulus, but also the recovery, because this allows us to have conversations about each client and how they can recover and get better results. Because what's not on here, but one of the things in team training is also a rebound workout. And in a rebound workout is where we work mobility, aerobic capacity work. So I'm kind of doing a line down here. And we did a full-blown vlog. You guys can check. I'm sure that Tyler's gonna pop it up somewhere around here, something like that. And showing the whole, like I broke down the whole concept of the rebound workout. I gave you guys the template of it that you can check out. And that is a pure recovery workout. Improving your joint health, mobility, doing cardio, but that helps you recover faster. So that's part of our team training model that's built in, so that if a client is like, for instance, feeling down, beat up from life, from not sleeping enough, say, hey, listen, don't do the conditioning session, or maybe do one this week and come and do 1 or 2 rebound workouts this week, and that's gonna help you recover faster. So that's all part of the puzzle piece, right? So I mean, I was gonna draw a puzzle, but like, let's just look at the squares, right? The blocks, the Tetris, right? We wanna fit these things together. So you have your stimulus, okay, which is your training, and you have strength, and then you have your conditioning, but then you have also here recovery. Of course, and then the block is also nutrition and everything else that falls into that. But when we come to actual training, we fit these pieces together so that they all make sense, and so that you get the best results for your clients, and that they're not beat up. Like I said, they get the results, but it doesn't beat them up. So with that, you guys kind of see our model of the strength and the conditioning side. Like I said, this is malleable to anyone, right? Within this model, we can manipulate a lot of things, progress, regress every exercise. Same thing on a strength model. We can do lateralizations, meaning people are coming in, they cannot do something. We can take this exercise and move it laterally, and now they're doing a hip thrust, but because they can't do a deadlift or do a squat, right? They're doing a sled push to create a strength stimulus because they can't load their back and compress. So that's all within the model. We can go deeper and deeper and deeper. But I want, for instance, if you're a gym owner, if you're a coach, please steal this, use it, help your clients get better. And also, like, this is something that you can use as an individual to improve your own performance, your own training, and have a model that is also time-based if you're short on time and you want to get the best possible results in that time frame. So with that said, Coach Lucas out. You'll see me in more vlogs. Put down in the comments what else you want to see. Peace out.